You've probably been told how to meditate by someone sitting in a quiet room, candles lit, soft flute music in the background, breathing slowly, eyes gently closed. But what if I told you the most honest meditation isn't about escaping noise, it's about facing the truth? No cushions, no apps, no mantras, just raw presence, brutal clarity, the kind that tears the illusion apart. This is how the cynics meditated. Cynicism, not the watered-down modern version where people just distrust everything and call it intelligence. But the ancient Greek school of thought taught radical freedom through radical rejection. Diogenes, the man who lived in a barrel, spat in the face of convention and found peace in the chaos most of us are still running from. He didn't just renounce wealth, power, and approval, he laughed at them, mocked them, disarmed them with simplicity. While the world chased virtue dressed in gold, he walked barefoot in rags with a lantern in daylight searching for an honest man. His meditation, it wasn't closing his eyes. It was keeping them wide open on the madness of society and the masks we wear. So what does it mean to meditate like a cynic? First, remove the lie. You don't need silence. You don't need peace around you. You need courage within you. Courage to sit in discomfort without numbing it. To observe your thoughts, not with judgment or craving, but with a dog's instinct for honesty. The cynics admired dogs because they didn't pretend. They ate when hungry, slept when tired, growled when threatened. They lived in truth, not performance. To meditate like a cynic is to be that dog. It's to stop pretending your pain is noble. It's to stop dressing your anxiety up in spiritual language. It's to admit you're scared and lost and human, and to be still anyway. Not because you want to become someone else, but because you're done trying to be anyone at all. This is not mindfulness for productivity. This is not breathing to increase your market value. This is stillness as rebellion. Meditation is not a tool, but a refusal. A refusal to participate in the illusion that more noise will save you. The cynic sits in a city full of people chasing things and chooses to stop. He hears the merchants, the preachers, the seducers, and says no. Not with anger, with amusement, because he's seen what's behind the curtain and it's emptier than the silence he sits in. Try this. Sit anywhere. On a bench, in the middle of a crowded place. Don't close your eyes. Watch. Watch people perform. Watch how they try to impress, seduce, dominate, and conform. Watch the nervous energy, the obsession with being seen. Now watch yourself. The thoughts that arise. Do I look strange sitting here? Should I pretend to be on my phone? Are they judging me? That's your starting point. The ego panicking without its costume. Let it panic and keep watching. Eventually, something shifts. The noise turns transparent. The urgency loses weight. And underneath it, stillness. Not the kind you create. The kind that's always been there. That's the cynic's meditation. It doesn't want transcendence. It wants honesty. It wants the raw taste of what is, unflavored by ego. The second principle is detachment through exposure. In modern meditation, we often try to protect ourselves, dim the lights, remove distractions, retreat. But the cynic walks into the storm. He walks naked into the absurdity of life, not to suffer, but to grow immune to it. You fear judgment. Sit where you'll be seen and judged and do nothing. Do you fear loneliness? Don't distract yourself. Let it burn, watch it, study it. Find its shape, its rhythm. Don't fight it. Familiarity makes it lose its power. You want real freedom. Get so close to discomfort that it stops being your enemy. That's why Diogenes slept in a barrel. That's why he begged with pride and refused the king's invitation. He wasn't proving a point, he was mastering the only thing that matters, the mind's relationship to reality. Try this next time you feel overwhelmed. Don't run. Don't reach for music or sugar or someone's approval. Sit down. Ask yourself, what exactly am I avoiding? Then stay with it. Trace the fear to its root. Name it. And then ask yourself, can I survive this feeling without escaping it? 9 times out of 10, the answer is yes. The other time, it still teaches you something deeper than comfort ever could. Because comfort is the great seducer. It whispers that you're safe while slowly eroding your spirit. The cynic doesn't trust comfort, not because he's cruel, but because he's seen how it turns people into prisoners of their appetites. Meditation like this isn't always pleasant. It doesn't promise bliss, but it promises reality. And that's worth more than bliss, to sit with yourself without performance or escape and simply observe. This is one of the rarest, most radical acts in a world addicted to distraction. Diogenes didn't just mock society, he invited us to leave it internally. Not by moving into caves, but by dropping our attachments to its lies. He didn't need applause. He didn't need enlightenment retreats or followers or brands. He just needed a spot to sit and the courage to see clearly. And here's the paradox. In rejecting society's illusion, he found something closer to peace than most of us ever will. Not because he escaped the world, but because he stopped expecting the world to save him. The third pillar of cynic meditation is truth-telling, especially to yourself. Most people lie not to the world, but inwardly. I'm fine. I'm spiritual. I've let go. These aren't truths. They're rehearsals. The cynic doesn't lie to himself, even when the truth is uncomfortable, even when it makes him look foolish. To meditate like a cynic is to admit, I am still afraid. I still want to be liked. I still cling. And then to sit with that, not to fix it, just to face it. This brutal self-honesty is more cleansing than any incense or affirmation, because the world is full of self-help that helps you avoid yourself. Cynicism offers something rarer, the spiritual path of subtraction. Not adding mantras, not adding beliefs, but peeling back everything false until only the real remains. You strip away pride. You strip away identity. You even strip away the idea of being a good person. What's left? Just presence. Just breathe. Just the mind, naked, unguarded, honest. This is why cynic meditation can't be bought. You can't monetize this clarity. You can't sell it in a box. It doesn't flatter your ego. It humbles it. And that humility, that rawness, is where transformation begins. Think about this. Diogenes didn't escape suffering. He transcended it by making peace with it. When he was hungry, he begged. When mocked, he laughed. When offered gold, he declined. Why? Because he'd found something richer than comfort, self-possession. He didn't need validation because he was rooted in being, not becoming. That's the cynic's secret. They don't meditate to ascend. They meditate to return to what's real, what's simple, what's enough. So, how do you bring this into modern life? You don't have to live in a barrel. You don't have to insult kings, but you do have to practice radical presence. Every time you feel the urge to escape yourself, pause. Ask, what am I running from? Then sit, not to fix, but to witness. Even 5 minutes a day, eyes open, mind alert, no distractions. Watch your need to perform. Watch your fear of stillness. Watch your cravings. Watch them all and let them pass like shadows, because they are. Just shadows. The cynic doesn't need silence to meditate. He finds silence in the center of chaos. The cynic doesn't need solitude to be still. He finds stillness in the eye of the storm. In this way, meditation stops being a scheduled practice and becomes a way of being. You meditate when you resist the urge to impress. You meditate when you choose stillness over reaction. You meditate when you laugh at the absurdity and choose not to be owned by it. Meditation, in the Cynic tradition, is not about transcendence. It's about descent. Going deeper into what is, not escaping it. Sitting in the dirt, the noise, the hunger, and realizing you are still here, still breathing, still unbroken. From this place, nothing can control you. No insult, no praise, no loss, no success, because you've seen through it. You've faced the inner noise without running, and in doing so, you've remembered your power. This is the kind of spiritual clarity the modern world is starving for. Not more answers, more honesty. Not more retreats, more realness. Not more pleasure, more peace. The cynic's way is hard. It's not pretty. It won't sell books or make you popular. But it will give you something unshakable. Sovereignty, the kind of freedom that no society can offer and no trend can take away. Ask yourself this: when was the last time you were still? Not to achieve something, not to feel better, not to post about it, but just to meet yourself. No performance, no escape, just presence. Try it. Right now, wherever you are, look around. Hear the noise, feel your body. Don't change a thing, just be. That's the doorway. And once you walk through it, once you realize how much noise you were carrying, you'll understand why the cynics laughed. They weren't mocking life. They were mocking the illusion, because peace isn't something you chase. It's something that returns when you stop pretending. Now I want to hear from you. What illusions have you let go of lately? Or what noise have you noticed still pulling you away from yourself? Drop your thoughts below. No filters, no fluff, just the truth. Let's build a space where silence is louder than performance, and presence is more powerful than perfection. If this message touched something in you, if it reminded you of something ancient and real inside yourself, don't just scroll away. Like this video. Subscribe to this channel. Not for me, but for you, to stay rooted, to stay honest, to stay awake in a world that wants you numb. Sometimes the path to peace begins with walking away from everything false. And in that sacred emptiness, you don't get lost. You finally come home.